All right, this is Srini, the host and co-founder of Blogcast FM, and I am here at Blog World New York 2012 with a very good friend of mine and a multi-time Blogcast FM guest and somebody who our audience absolutely loves every time we have him, Pat Flynn. How's it going, Pat?
Excellent, thank you.
So you've been up to an insane amount that makes us all wonder whether you sleep or not, and whether you're even human. I mean, the amount you accomplish in the last year has been mind-blowing to me. So first, let's talk about the mindset that it takes, and how do you spend your time? And do people spend their time on things that are actually not productive? Because it seems like you're really, really productive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, whenever I do something, I make sure that it's working toward a goal. I mean, a lot of people work just for work's sake, and that they think that they're getting stuff done, but they're just doing it to keep themselves busy. You got to make sure that you're actually headed towards something. And a little trick that I like to do is any task or project I'm working on, I break it down into a number of smaller goals that you can actually check off along the way. And psychologically, when you check those mini goals off, you see how much closer you're getting to your end result, and that really helps me. And since having a baby, I have a 2.5-year-old son, and actually another one on the way. That's taught me to be really, really efficient when I'm working. Like, I don't have as much time as I used to, and I'm just like, okay, I got to cut all the distractions out, turn everything off, and just focus on one thing at a time. I mean, I know I have a lot going on, but when I'm working on something, that's all I'm thinking about, and I'm thinking about getting to that next checkbox on that list.
Well, I mean, I interviewed Chris Gillibo recently. I said, Chris, you've accomplished more in 3 years than a lot of people do in a lifetime. And in a lot of ways, I see you in the same way. I mean, the amount you've accomplished in the last 3 years is just amazing. Do you think there's a mindset difference between people who accomplish at the level that you do and the people who kind of, remain in the echo chamber or don't quite get there? What do you think is that difference that differentiates the people who really make it from the ones who don't?
Well, I think what differentiates those who don't make it versus those who do is just the passion. I mean, I think a lot of people start with the passion, and then the honeymoon period ends, and then they lose the steam. And I mean, there's a lot of things you can do to keep that honeymoon period going and the excitement going. And the big thing for me is being in a mastermind group and being with a bunch of people who are helping me along the way. So once that honeymoon period is over, they're there to pick me back up and remind me why I'm so excited about something. And I think a lot of people think that they could do everything on their own, so they don't reach out and get into groups that can help them. And I honestly would not be where I'm at if it wasn't for my mastermind groups and my friends helping me along the way and pushing me. I think that's really important.
Well, excellent advice. I want to ask you about something else that I know has been a really big thing for you and labor of love and a passion project that you've gotten to work on. And we're going to definitely have you come on Blogcast FM and talk about it in more detail. But I thought it was amazing when I first heard about it. You got to be the director of social media for a film recently.
Yeah, absolutely. All because of my podcast, actually. Just my podcast is on iTunes, and randomly one day this Hollywood producer emails me and says, "Hey, I heard you on iTunes. I would love to, pick your brain about this movie I'm working on. It's an independent movie, but it's over a $10 million budget, and he needed someone to do the social media and web stuff." And I was like, usually I say no because that's not necessarily passive. I mean, it's definitely hasn't been a passive venture, but it just seems so interesting to me. Hollywood's really interesting, and it's a whole new world I want to explore. And so I said, okay, let's do it. So I'm getting paid for it. And I get to experience this whole new world, and now I've actually been acquired to work on 2 more movies after this, and it's just I'm thinking about starting my own small entity, maybe. I don't know, we'll see, but it's just so amazing, and it's great, especially because it's an independent film. I get to apply some of what I've learned through blogging and podcasting and business for them and help them out, and they're really enjoying it. They're like, wow, these are new tactics we haven't thought of, and I'm like, well, this is what I do every day. And I think cross industry relationships are very important too. I mean, we all stick with our industry, but a lot of other industries don't know what we're doing, and they're fascinated by us. I mean, just reach out beyond your normal kind of reach.
Well, I think back to something Greg Ciotti from Sparring Mind told me. He said if you would get out of this blogging and social media world and you took all this knowledge and you went and applied it to another industry, you'd be blown away by the results you could produce for people.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that's kind of what I'm doing right now.
Well, you have gotten some amazing results for Crooked Arrows. Talk to us a little bit about some of those. I remember looking at the Facebook fan page likes, the landing pages that you built for them. Talk to us a little bit about the process and some of the actual results that you've generated.
Sure. I mean, when I came on, the Facebook page was about 6,000. They spent 2 years building that. I mean, a good amount, a good community, really active and engaging. And right now, the movie just came out last week. It has 130,000. And it's very active. Each post gets hundreds of comments, hundreds and thousands of shares, and it's just great. And I've learned a lot along the way too. I mean, I'm learning about Facebook promotion, and you can actually geo target your Facebook posts. I mean, that's been huge for us. Like we can say, hey, Miami, like movies coming out in this theater, and it goes out to a relatively small percentage, but it's really engaging when people see that come up in their posts. Like, whoa, that post was for me. Like that's highly targeted. So that was really cool. And the website's getting 10 to 12,000 hits a day. I get to do keyword research, and kind of blows the producers' minds. They're like, wow, you like can figure this all out. I'm like, it's just there in the data. This is what I do every day. Again, it's just people don't understand this world, and I think it's our responsibility as bloggers to reach out and help other communities and other industries, and as a result, you can get paid for it, and just explore different possibilities, and the options open up for you.
Well, Pat, thanks so much for taking the time to join us. Like I said, I'm definitely going to bring you back to Blogcast FM for a full-length interview to talk about Cricket Arrows and all the work you've been doing. Always a pleasure to hang out with you at Blog World.
Awesome, man. Thank you.